Yeah, I thought a good start to the game from us, and go down a goal against the run of play, and fought our way back in, clawed our way back in the game, and I thought ended the half really well. So, second half started and looked like an expansion team, just a little bit leggy, just a little bit slow in the thought process, just a little bit delayed in our actions, and unfortunately, as a collective, we let our principles get away for certain moments, individuals from the opponent team find spaces, little pockets of space to penalize and hurt us. Because, if our principles don't succeed in a 2v1 mentality, gets interesting for the opponents. So, growing moments for us. We're just looking for consistency now. We're looking to, control games a little bit better. There's a couple of moments where small details, small moments get away from us over the last 2-3 games. So, this is a good challenge to have. We pick our lips up off the ground and we move on to Saturday against San Jose. So, in the attacking end, we turn over a season high, I believe, of 25 turnovers in the opponent's half, and we failed to capitalize. So I thought the pressing was really good in the first half. I thought we turned over the opponent many, many times, and we're just not lethal enough in the final third. So, we move on.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go to questions. Tom?
Brad, it's kind of a case like against Nashville where you make a mistake and you pay for it pretty soon?
Yeah, it did feel like that, right? So, but again, I thought we turned over the ball a lot more frequency, right? So I thought we turned over the ball at will in terms of attacking transition. I thought we had some really good looks, really good moments, and failed to capitalize. So now the opponent gets one against the run of play, and we first have to swallow that disappointment, right? We first have to take it and absorb it in, and then we find a way to bounce back. So, I thought the first half was good, and some of the subs that came in made a case for themselves, made a real case for themselves to argue for more playing minutes, to give us, posing us questions for games down the line here. So,
Is in not having Leuven, does it miss kind of a soothing impact that he has on settling things down?
Listen, I don't think they were missing without, Savarino, Rubio, Gomez, 4 of their key players. So if you looked at depleted teams or what have you, they were more depleted than us, right? So it just didn't look and feel right in that second half today, and we'll take ownership of that, and we'll move on.
Justin?
Coach, obviously looking at the midfield, Leuven is a big hole to fill, and obviously some recalibration with players' roles and things. What kind of adjustments would you like to see out of the midfield going into this weekend's game?
Yeah, it's tough because, I ask a lot from my midfield. I ask a lot from the strikers, right? So when it's the same story as last week when 2 of our guys get yellow cards early on, right? It almost nullifies what we're trying to do because we want to defend brave. We want to, defend forwards. We want to win tackles. We want to be proactive. And that means in a certain way and in a certain style, right? So if we cannot now defend as we would like to because we have fear of yellow cards and what have you, then it kind of weakens us, I would say. You know what I mean? So is that now being a little bit more savvy, not giving away cheap fouls, So, we just have to learn from these moments and become a little bit more savvy, a little bit more ruthless, a little bit more, proactive in the brain so my body doesn't have to suffer in the moment, because if I'm sharp in the brain, the body just, the actions will be more flowing and a lot easier to solve. So, for us, it's a sharpening of the brain.
Luis?
Is it good or bad whenever you're as a coach says we look as an expansion team, and this season this team hasn't looked as an expansion team a handful of times, if that many?
Yeah.
Is it good or bad? Like, it's late June. Is it good or bad that it's like, this is our first time we messed up in a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, any moments you lose a game and you lose points and you lose at home, it doesn't feel great, right? So it doesn't feel great playing a game and at home, and we're the new kids on the block, and all of a sudden, we have a very good first half, I thought, and then we just can't capitalize, and they get another early goal within 1 minute or 2 minutes of the start of the second half. So yes, does it feel? Is it good or bad? I mean, I think we learn from these bad moments, and it's good because there's still 16 more match days.
Talk about Blom's effort after his travel schedule.
Yeah, I mean, Blom, we pushed him. We pushed him for 90 minutes. I don't want to say that was not the plan. We knew he was fresh. We knew he didn't play any minutes, but to recalibrate your body for 7-8 hours of time difference is never easy, right? Traveling across the world. And you could see he was a little bit gassed, but he stuck to it, and he did well, and he was composed, and he was calm, and he won his challenges. He helped us on the ball a little bit. He lasted the game and just did just enough to survive.
Coach Luis mentioned looking like an expansion team, but I understand you're looking game to game, but do you ever reflect on the fact that you really haven't seen your team at full strength with Blum, Leuven, Klaus, and the rest of the support all in there? Does that excite you to be able to see that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a worker by trade, and we work, and we have no excuses, right? We don't want any excuses. We don't want any free rides. We don't want any free tickets to the amusement park, right? So we just we have what we have at that moment in time. When it all comes together, what does that look like? We hope that looks great. But right now, we've always believed, and as we did in the first 9 games, we had 8 or so different lineups, right? And we found a way to make it work. So, we need to get back to those ways and to that belief and that momentum and that energy. And that's the only way for us to survive, because, we know who we are. And that's the good thing, right? We have to embrace who we are. And you can look at whatever, in terms of league budgets, salaries, we know who we are, right? And we embrace that. We thrive off of that. We love that, because that falls within our principles and within our ways. We love developing players. And sometimes when you're developing players, you go through highs and lows, right? So we embrace it. And we look forward to the next time that we can get guys fit and healthy. But right now, no excuses.
Well, on the topic of excuses, a lot of the off-season talk, or preseason talk rather, was about your high press and how the effect of maybe the summer heat on some of your players could affect later in matches. We've seen back-to-back games where in the second half, obviously Nashville with the red card, but this one tailed off a little bit. Is that just,
Well, I don't think when you concede within 1 minute, so 46 minutes, so you can't really talk about the duration of a second half or duration of a game, right? So, like I said, we had a season high total of 25 positive defensive pressing moments, right? It's a season high for us. So we equaled our tally. I think LA Galaxy was the next one with 25, where we turned them over. So those are mighty numbers for us. That's what we thrive off. That's our bread and butter, right? So if we can still maintain a season high in the highs of the summer months, I think I can look positively at that outlook, but I can't say and judge the game when we concede at the 46th minute.
Nico scores again. He's got goals in 4 straight games, but also in the last 3 games, he's the only guy that scored. How do you look at how that comes together?
Yeah, it means the supply is getting better, at finding Nico. So, can other guys now be, more of a goal threat? Can we finish off with final plays? Can we, be more fluid in our attacks? We wanted to emphasize a little bit more in the crossing end today, and we score from a cross, which is a good thing. So, we look at moments like this to get better in the final third. And I know the boys work incredibly hard at the final third, right? So we know that movement off the ball is key, supporting runs is key, and backline being connected and compact. So just to sustain the waves of attack for us in our attacking moments. But Joe is on a good run of form. He's got a good nose for goal, and his movement is excellent. So, And
he's getting goals in different ways, whether it's head, foot, parts of his body.
He's put out a lot of effort, right? So if you see the output, he works really hard for the group, and it's so just reward for him to get rewarded. So it's we're happy that he's getting goals. Unfortunately, the goals are not turning into points, and that's something we have to rectify.
Were the late subs with a mind towards that you have a game Saturday to give those guys some
like I said, guys are, whether it's in training or whether it's in games, guys are making arguments for more minutes, right? So Josh Yaro is the prime example. AZ Jackson's doing really well. Johnny Klein performing at City too. So, we look at these guys and why not? When a game stands at 3-1, for sure we have to keep Saturday in mind, but we want to try and we believe that we can have a quick turnaround even in 5 minutes of a game, right? So if we got the second goal, we're back in the game. So unfortunately it didn't prevail that way, but we have to remain positive and believe in our roster.
Go back to Corey.
You guys have had a number of busy weeks already this year, another one this week. Is there a motivation, though, to get this bad taste out of your mouth and you don't have to wait very long? You're playing right again on Saturday.
The next game is your motivation, right? Your next game is the next point to, points to be won and, points to be proven. Listen, like I said, first good half. There's a few other things we need to look at in the second half for sure, within our principles that we're not up to the standard of the first half and we're not up to the standard of the season. And then when you don't live up to those standards, then, it's easy to say, we're the new team on the block. And that's not our standard either. So, for us, the next game is on our doorstep and we have to embrace that.
Coach, I thought Celio Pompeu had another, really solid night tonight, kind of all over the pitch. Just talk about what he brought to your team and maybe the decision to bring on Rasmus Alm in exchange for him in the 62nd minute or whatever.
Celio brings a dynamic movement when we try and come up with a tactical game plan. He's very good in the 1v1. He offers us something different to the other players. If you look at Thomas Ostrak, they all have different profiles, right? So when we put these guys and we piece them together, where they're going to play and how they're going to play and what their movements are like and how can we orchestrate it to get Celio time and space. So Celio has outperformed his, where he is in his career. So, we try and assist him and help him within that process. And, we thought for much of the game today, we just wanted to, bring on Rasmus Alm, who, brings a live wire as a spark. He brings an energy. You can see when he warms up and comes to the side of the sidelines, the crowd, you can just see how he energizes people. And we embrace that as well. So, we like a lot of guys on our roster.
Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Fred.